Paradis is a fellow in the American College of Healthcare Executives, and we are very happy to introduce her here with her talk. She's also going to talk about the KSA experience of implementing and applying Magnet.
Good morning. I'm delighted to be here with you this morning at the Almusa First International Conference to present the KSA Experience, King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center Magnet Recognition Program Journey. I'd like to thank Ms. Hera and Mr. Malik Almusa for your kind invitation and the organizing committee for a robust conference agenda. As I prepared my remarks for this talk, reflecting on our experience, I decided the best way to present a high-level overview of our 15-year journey in 10 minutes was via a timeline. In the interest of time, I've omitted an organizational overview slide, but by way of a brief introduction, the King Faisal Specialist Hospital and Research Center is comprised of 3 sites, Riyadh, Jeddah, and Medina. My talk today is about the King Faisal Specialist Hospital in Riyadh. We're nearly 1,000-bedded tertiary quaternary hospital, Joint Commission accredited, Magnet designated since 2014. We currently have approximately 4,500 nursing personnel, 3,500 are staff nurse positions. So let's go ahead and get started. The 15-year journey. Many times when we get started on the journey, if we think about the end in mind, we don't know exactly where that end is, right? So here's our 15-year journey. Began in 2009, 2024, and I think you'd all agree this is a very busy slide. Again, if I can orient you to the slide, on the top are the initiatives, strategic or operational initiatives that were put in place over these past 15 years. Underneath the timeline are those activities, as you would recognize, for application and for the magnet designation and the whole process. So we'll break this down into the 3 segments: the first designation, second, and the third in process. So to start with, our journey began in 2009. We, like most of you, would begin with exploratory discussions in your organization, unit level, council level, perhaps nursing body-wide. We also then registered with NDNQI to begin collecting and benchmarking ourselves against the NDNQI nursing quality indicators. Next, we cascaded those results, quarterly results, down to each and every unit. In 2010, we began with our very first NDNQI satisfaction survey. You can see in 2011, we actually officially launched our Magnet journey. We did a second satisfaction survey in that same year, and then submitted our first, Magnet, demographics data collection and interim reporting tool or submission. In 2012, you would have seen our third survey, and so our third survey, we achieved outperformed the mean on 4 out of 10 indicators. Then in the same, you can see certainly in the same year, 2012, we submitted our first Magnet application. In 2013, our organization expanded the patient satisfaction surveys to include HCAHPS. Very helpful for us to have that, benchmarkable data for us to compare ourselves to like type units, in addition to NDNQI. We submitted our first Magnet document submission in 2013, and we did a 4th survey. Our 4th survey were similar to the results, same as results of our third, so we achieved or outperformed 4 out of 10. In 2014, a wonderful year, a great year for us. We achieved our first Magnet site visit, and then, we're awarded our first Magnet designation. In 2015, beginning our second Magnet designation journey, our hospital updated again our patient satisfaction surveys, helpful to us as we begin to try to look at the impact of our care and the impact on our patients. Our 5th survey was completed, and our satisfaction survey, and we achieved 9 out of 11, or outperformed 9 out of 11 of the indicators. You can see as well that we submitted our second Magnet demographics data collection and interim report tool. Did a 6th survey, and so the 6th survey, we see that we achieved 12 out of 14, so we're feeling pretty good about that. Likewise, at the same time, you can see that we launched some of our nursing affairs quarterly NDNQI report cards. In a nutshell, this is taking the data, which was cascaded previously down to each and every unit level, organized in a report card, several pages, could be printed up, but also was on our intranet for, our, frontline managers. But more importantly, it was grouped by each of our departments or programs. So those directors could really look at nursing quality indicators. These are KPIs, SMART, specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound objectives or indicators for that performance year. So patient experience, patient satisfaction, RN satisfaction, the NDNQI indicators. We also, the last two indicators or the last two SMART objectives really related to either something from the HRO journey as well as maybe access standards. So we feel that's a tipping point, and you'll see that in the next slides. But embedding that into the process really helped us to kind of gain some momentum on all, each of those particular indicators. 2019, again, a wonderful year for us. We had a second magnet site visit. We were awarded our second designation, and we saw with our eighth NDNQI survey, we achieved 10 out of 11, or actually outperformed the mean in 10 out of 11 of the indicators. So moving on, the third designation journey. So, I won't repeat it, but, each year at the beginning of the year, we revise our EPM objectives, our SMART objectives, cascade them down. And, again, they're sort of, part of our day-to-day operations, our work ethos. And so it's helped us to drive change. 2020 looks pretty bare there, doesn't it? But I think that you, as well as we shifted our efforts to the pandemic, and our focus, as I know yours was, to keep our patients and their families and staff safe, but moreover to provide the highest level of care to our patients, families, and staff. In 2021, you can see that we did our 9th survey. Even amidst the pandemic and the issues that might have occurred around that, we saw outperforming 11 of 14 on our survey. We submitted our third DDC and interim report, and in 2022 submitted our third magnet application. Our 10th survey, we're delighted. We're not perfect yet, and I don't think that even if you get to 14 out of 14, we're at 12 out of 14, outperformed in 2022. We strive to get to 14, and once we get to 14, we certainly will add to that and continue to improve ourselves. So 2023, where are we at? What's on the agenda for us this year? You can see that in August of 2023, we will be submitting our third magnet document submission. Inshallah, 2024, we will have our third magnet site visit as well. Hopefully being awarded a third magnet designation. So, that being said, begin with the end in mind. This is a 3, designation journey. It will, hopefully, continue on. And, with that, I will, just encourage you, while ours is a 15-year journey, it's been one designation at a time. And I certainly encourage you in your journey at whatever institution you come from. Wish you all